visible now? I don't know what's happening. Yeah.
No, ma'am. Only file section is showing.
Shit, what's happening? Video, whatever should be coming up. I don't know why it's not coming up. Time is going on. Okay, a video I will show you after some time. Okay, now is it something is coming on your screen?
Yes, ma'am. PPT.
Introduction to IATA, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll take a couple of times to at the end to show you the video, so your mind will also be refreshed. You will not feel sleepy. So now everyone is fresh. So let's go directly to the PP. So yesterday we discussed about the introduction, right? Introduction of aviation, the growth, the challenges faced by the aviation, and what are the upcoming economic conditions, and what is the growth of the passengers. All those things we discussed. Now we will skip on to the next topic, which would be your national agencies, okay, your national authorities. Okay, now I'll just see again. I'm repeating you. There might be some things which might be missing in the PPT, and that would come in my explanation. Okay, so PPT is just a main points, whereas I would be explaining those points. So it's better. Yes, Mushraf, any doubt?
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay, so it is always better if you take out a quick running notes. Okay, when later on when the question comes in your exam, you shouldn't blame me or the other teachers that it has not been taken. So I am making it very clear. Please be quick in taking out the running notes, because your PPT will not be the only thing, because my explanation also matters. Okay, so quickly moving on to the PPT. Now, what is IATA? Anyone? Anyone? What is IATA? You should be knowing. This is a general term. Okay, so even if you're new to the aviation, you should be knowing what is IATA.
International Air Transport Association.
Correct. International Air Transport Association. And where this is exactly, okay, I will tell you that. Okay. Now, if you think of IATA, the major job or the major thing what the IATA does. Now, this is one of the national agency. Okay, it is not just a national agency; it is actually the international agency. Okay, we have two international agencies. One is the IATA, and the other one is the ICAO. ICAO. Okay, ICAO. Then, when you come to the national agencies, you have your DGCA. Okay, national agencies are those agencies which will come in the or which will take care of the procedures, policies of the aviation inside your own country. Now let it be like, for example, I will say you in India, NAA is taking care of it. Okay, so National Aviation Authorities is taking care. Now it's currently going to be changed to CAA, which is Civil Aviation Authority. Now if you talk about USA, okay, USA as a country, then USA is taken care by FAA, Federal Aviation Authority. Okay, if we talk about UK is taken care of CAA, which is Civil Aviation Authority. So it's again a group of authorities which is taking care of their own country. Okay, now IATA and ICAO are the international agencies. That means they take care of the entire world. Okay, aviation's growth and aviation's what do you say? Any sort of manufacturing, any sort of accidents, incidents, everything should be reported to the ICAO. So even about the high of IATA. Okay, the first level in the world goes for ICAO because ICAO is the major association in the world. So it's an international agency. Now, so if we coming back to our topic, it is now that was a quick introduction. Now talking about IATA. Talking about IATA, this is an international industry trade group. Okay, so this is where it is exactly headquartered in the Montreal. You need to be remembering this. So it is headquartered in Montreal, Quebec, okay, Canada, where this is this mission of this IATA is to represent and serve the airline industry. So this is mainly focusing on the airline. Okay, so the video which I showed you yesterday was the video of what in general the IATA show will do. Okay, that is they prepare fares for you. Okay, they prepare for the airline. They generally focus on the airline. Okay, how what kind of growth the airline can bring among themselves, and what is the policies and procedures which they can implement to serve the customers or to bring up their business. Then what are the fares they need to be putting up for a certain, and now for a business class this fare is good, for the economy class this fare is good, for the first class this fare, price is good. So in this way IATA brings up with some sorts of price among themselves. Fine. Now the director general chief officer is Giovanni Bisgani. Okay, he is the director general, he's the head of IATA right now. And currently approximately around 150 countries have joined as the member of IATA. Okay, and 101, they have around 101, now it has been increased to 105. Okay, 101 offices has been opened around the globe for IATA itself. Okay, quickly moving on. Now we will see when this IATA was formed. It was formed in April 1945, okay, in Havana, Cuba. So even if it is headquartered in Canada, Quebec, let's say Montreal, it was formed in Cuba, okay, in 1945. Now, it is actually the successor of International Air Traffic Association, ATC. So this was formed from this International Air Traffic Association. They wanted a separate organization to be formed for taking care of the fares and growth and marketing and all those things. So that is the reason this International Air Traffic Association founded this IATA. Now, in the year of the world's first international schedule at its founding, it has, that is when IATA was found, it had only 57 members and 31 nations. So only 31 nations was a part of IATA when it was formed. Okay, so majorly there were two countries which was a part of it, which was Europe and North America. Today it has gone up to 240 and 140 nations. So it has gone up to 240 members in IATA, and 140 nations is a part of this IATA. Now, headquartered in Canada, Montreal. Okay, two types of IATA's members are there. One is active members, one is associate members. Okay, so you need not go very deeply into that because you will get a set of organization charts which is coming up, the secretary, the joint secretary, and things all like that. Okay, that once you have IATA in deep, then I will tell you, if not in this semesters, next semesters. Okay, but just an introduction to notice, it is two types of members. One is the active members and one is the associate members. Now active members are those members which operate their flights to the international levels. For example, Emirates, Qatar. If you see, these all flights operate to maximum all of the international levels, right? Now, associate members are the domestic airlines. That is, let's say Indigo, SpiceJet, Go Air. So these are kind of associate members. So active members are those members who operate their flights to international levels. Associate members are those members which operate this flight to the domestic levels. So simple. Now, what is IATA approval membership? Okay, now a copy of air operator certificate valid for 6 months. So this is how you take a membership in the IATA. Okay, so you should have a valid, air operator certificate. That is, you are like if you started an airline, then you need to be having an operator validity certificate, which you will get from DGCA. That I will come later. Which should be valid for 6 months with an original stamp on it and date signature issuing authority. Okay, so all these registrations is done by DGCA. That I will come later when I'm talking about the national aviation authorities. Okay, then certificate of registration with appropriate authority. You should have a proper registration certificate. Okay, like how you register your vehicle, the same way you need to register your aircraft with the DGCA. So that is how the that paper should also be there. Valid insurance certificate and the aircraft type. So what you should have a proper insurance for your vehicle, right? Same way for the aircraft too. And the aircraft type is whether it is a 380 aircraft or whether it is a Boeing 777 aircraft, whether it's an ATR, whether it is a neo. So all these kinds of type you need to be mentioning. Then traffic statistics for processing 2 years. So how you will be handling, in what time you will be operating for this 2 years. So that all things should be mentioned. Then only you can get a membership in IATA. And what is the activities which is done by IATA? So what are the functions? Now we are moving on to the functions. The first thing is that your fare collections has been divided. Now, if you talk about IATA is not blindly giving away the base. Okay, Indigo, you take this. SpiceJet, you take this. No. They have been divided the globe into regions. Okay, now if you go to that regions, it is a very complicated one. It is areas, regions, that is T1, T2, T3. Then you have a TC1, TC2, TC3. So it's all coming up later. If you have that, I will take that later. So I will tell you 3 major regions are there which IATA has been divided. That is South, Central, and North America. Then you have Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and the islands of Pacific Ocean. So actually, this is TC1, TC2, like that it will come. Okay, so I'm not going deeply into that. So these 3 regions, it has been divided. Okay, IATA has divided into these 3 regions. Now, for us, where does India come?
Asia region, ma'am.
Correct. Asia region. Where is UK come? Any idea? Where is UK come? UK comes in Europe. Where does Dubai come?
Middle East, Asia.
Correct. Middle East. Okay. So that was just an example, just to notice. So in this way, under each regions, you have certain other countries coming down. So that is what I said. That's a complicated one. So we will move on quickly. So IATA has been providing world-class airline and professional flight crew. So it's not only that they are taking care of the fares, dividing the regions, they also give training for the flight crews. It is not just for the flight crews. Flight crews is also for the cockpit crews and the cabin crews. So it includes both. Okay, now they also give training for the ground staffs. Okay, typically they have a separate sort of sections for the ground staffs apart from the airline training. That again, you will get a certificate stating as you're an IATA trained professional and things like that. Okay, so IATA is also a member of Air Transport Action Group. Okay, it is air transport action group means if any economy, this is those sort of action group which takes care of any economic loss for the airline or things like that. They quickly come into action. So IATA is a member of that. Then it publishes the rates. So exchange rates is also being done by IATA now.